Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, where we decode the corporate jargon so you don't have to. Today we're diving into a filing from Bentley Systems Incorporated, and let's just say there is more than just a simple dividend announcement brewing. Alright, so the big news here is that Bentley Systems, or BZ as it is known on the Nasdaq, is paying out a dividend. It is 7 cents a share for the fourth quarter of 2025. Now, that might not sound like a lot, but it is a sign of a company that is confident enough in its earnings to return some cash to its shareholders. This dividend will be paid out on the 11th of December to shareholders who own stock as of the 4th of December. Simple enough, right? But there is another part of this announcement that tells a much bigger story. This is where things get really interesting. Bentley Systems isn't just paying out dividends. They're also planning to buy back a massive amount of their own stock. We're talking up to $500 million worth of their Class B common stock and even their convertible senior notes. And this isn't a short-term thing either. They've extended this program all the way through the end of 2028. Now, why would a company choose to buy back its own stock instead of, say, investing more in new projects or expanding? Well, it usually means a few things. First, management believes their stock is undervalued. They think buying it back is a smart investment for the company itself. Second, it can boost the earnings per share. When you reduce the number of outstanding shares, the same amount of profit is divided among fewer shares, making each share look more valuable. And third, it signals confidence in the company's future. They're essentially saying, we believe in our business long term and want to invest in ourselves. A stock repurchase program like this can be a double-edged sword. On one hand, it can be a great sign for investors, potentially driving up the stock price. On the other hand, if the company is sacrificing growth opportunities to buy back shares, it might not be the best long-term strategy. We need to keep an eye on how they balance this repurchase program with their actual business operations and growth initiatives. This extended authorization also means they are superseding their current authorization, which was originally set to run out much sooner in June of 2026. This suggests a strategic shift or a reinforced belief in their financial stability and growth for the foreseeable future. It is worth noting that Bentley Systems has two classes of common stock. The Class B common stock, which trades under the ticker BZ on the Nasdaq Stock Market LLC, is the one specifically mentioned for these repurchase activities. This is pretty standard for companies to have different classes of stock, often with different voting rights, but for us investors, the key is how these actions affect the value of the shares we hold. This filing is what is called a Form 8, which is basically a report of unscheduled material events or corporate changes. It is filed when a public company has to announce important news that its shareholders should know about right away, outside of their regular quarterly or annual reports. So, while this might seem like a small update, the company is treating it as significant enough to formally report to the US Securities and Exchange Commission. And as with most filings, they've included exhibits. In this case, the most important one is Exhibit 99.1, which is the actual press release detailing these announcements. This is where you'd find the full quotes and context directly from the company. It is basically the source material for all this news. Now, to give you my take, Bentley Systems is essentially telling the market it is in a strong cash position. They can afford to return money to shareholders through dividends and actively reduce their own outstanding stock. This is generally a positive signal, but as always, we need to see what happens next. Are they just managing their share price, or is this a sign of robust, organic growth that will continue to drive value? While there are no specific financial tables in this particular filing to deep dive into, the actions announced here speak volumes about the company's current strategy and its outlook on its own valuation. We'll be watching closely to see if this ambitious share repurchase program aligns with continued business success and innovation in the coming years. So, what do you think about Bentley Systems' decision to buy back so much of its stock? Does it signal strength or something else? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you found this breakdown helpful, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to Corporate Decoder for more straightforward insights into company filings. And don't forget to join our Discord community. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.